from?
I'm from Institute of Management Studies, University of Peshawar, students of Bachelors of Business Administration, and we were assigned a project to go and look out for private limited companies in Peshawar and in KP so that we can promote it, and we were asked to bring a story and tell them a poster tale. So we are here to ask you about your company, your business, your work of method, your goals, vision, and advertisement. I have some questions for you. So if you cooperate with us to tell us.
Yeah, sure. First of all, I'll introduce myself.
Yes.
I am Adan Mangal. I am Director of Operations of 𝐏𝐶 Pvt.Ltd. I am a gold medalist, and I also won the Mirza Award for my academic performance. And I have many years of experience working with international organizations in UAE and Afghanistan. And nowadays I'm working with 𝐏𝐶. So basically, I have recently joined here, and today I will just give you a brief overview of the 𝐏𝐶, how they have achieved so much, and all the marketing strategies, and how they are grabbing their clients, and how we are doing, and all the process that we have been through. So 𝐏𝐶 was founded by 𝐁𝐔𝐒𝐈𝐍𝐄𝐝. He is an architect. He founded this it was a very small office. He didn't have any clients. He was still recently graduated from university. So he started by only doing online projects. Maybe have you heard about freelancing?
Yeah.
He was doing freelancing. It wasn't basically an office. It was just a very small setup. So he started from that, and he was doing online projects with Fiverr.com and Upwork. So these two online platforms helped him achieve and to get clients. He was doing projects only for Fiverr. He made clients with international organizations, regular clients, and he worked himself. He was working himself. There was no one. All things was in his own hands. He was doing all by himself. And after some time, the clients got more and more. He was having more projects from Fiverr. He was not handling himself because he was one of the most intelligent person, most demanded architect in Peshawar. Because the software he was using for architecture and engineering software, there are many softwares. First of all, I'll tell you about that in our field there are many softwares, and the designs and the engineering, the construction, the analysis, all the things that we do in our office, there are softwares for them. And there are certain usual softwares that most of them and everybody use them, and they are mostly dated back and they are very old. And those softwares produce many mistakes, even in a construction stage and in design stage. And even at design stage, they usually take more time because it usually minimizes your workflow. The changes takes more time and all those things. So there's a software by Autodesk. Autodesk is a company, and the software name is Revit. So he was the first person in Peshawar who knew Revit. So that is software, and that was a thing that gave him extra edge in the market because nobody else was using that. And it was very good for him because he was very good in that. And at that time there was a certification from Autodesk, direct certification. He passed that certification, and he was a certified Revit professional in Pakistan. He was the first in Pakistan. He was from Peshawar, and then he was the first certified professional from all over Pakistan. So it's quite like a thing that a person achieves so much, because nobody had that thing and nobody even achieved that stage. And even most of the companies in Pakistan, they were looking for him, they were contacting him to come join him. But he thought that instead of working for them, it is better to start his own company. That's why he named it 𝐏360, because he was working not only for architectural projects, he was working for everything, even designing monuments, working for international projects, local projects. He was teaching himself software to other students. Then he started teaching because he thought that if I know this thing and I am earning good in him and I am so becoming successful by using the software, why not to teach the skill to all other people as well? Because when other people get to know you, by this he became so famous that everybody was talking about him. All the university students who were doing engineering and architecture especially, all the other organizations who were rivalry in him, because they were his rivals, and he was young and he was so like at start stage, he was getting more projects from those who were already spent a lot of time in the market, who had a lot of client base. So it all started from that one software, because that is the thing in entrepreneurship, which we all know that by introducing a new concept or introducing a new idea, that kind of idea which nobody else uses it, then you have that thing in your own hand. You can put the price on that thing because you are the only one who can use that. So whatever you demand, people will give you. So that's what entrepreneurs do, because so he had that edge. And online projects in Fiverr, it's the only software who has a lot of clients, who has a lot of projects. Most people give these projects to him, so that is the only thing that mattered to him. And by doing those things, he started a setup, an office, and it named him 𝐻𝐷, as I told him, because 𝐻𝐷 means architecture in 360 degrees. It was not in one direction, because he was touching all the aspects of architecture. Even he was teaching himself, he was working on online projects, he was working in local projects in Peshawar. And then slowly and gradually he made many accounts on Fiverr. The work became so much that he was unable to work alone. And he thought that why not to make such organization in which I have many people, they will be working for me. And now we have 20 to 22 people in our office who are working, and that all because of the online project as well as local, because it is the journey. When a person comes to such stage that you think that you now don't have the ability to continue the work which you are doing alone, and you think that it's better to do the tasks, that main task that people are doing, so that you divide the task to other people. Other people will do the task for you, and you only dedicate your own tasks to grabbing the clients main, because what does a CEO do? He designs ideas, he designs new concepts, he brings new ideas to all kind of ideas, because CEO knows how to bring clients, how to make money. That is the thing. So now he only focuses on how to bring all those things, and we are working for him, and we are supporting his vision, because this is his vision, that he wanted not just an architecture firm which everybody else is doing here, just an office and a few architects, a few draftsmen who is just grabbing local projects and then doing the projects, telling them that this is your project, you just go and build one. But he is not doing like that. Our vision is that to make buildings more attractive. The designs that we are making here are very unique. Our slogan is fighting against ugliest, which means that it's the most important thing in architecture is the ugly buildings, and people are doing very injustice to the architecture in Peshawar. They are not focusing on the one aspect of design, one aspect of that thing which is coming through generations of generation. Maybe you have known about the Greek architecture, about the Persians, about the Great Pyramids of Giza. All those things have the great importance. That were the architecture, that style, that even Muslim Mughal architecture, we have all those things. Ottoman architecture has own features and things. So every region, every story, every dynasty, every king, it goes. The only thing that remains of him is his style of architecture, the buildings, the things that he has built. So we know Mughal from the buildings that they have built. So if there were no buildings, how we have known? Because the thing that we know them from now, it won't be that effect on us. Similarly, the Greeks, they have temples and all those things. So similarly here, now Peshawar doesn't have any good architecture. So it's like degrading the value of Peshawar. We are making a concrete jungle. We are not going into a proper channel. We are not directing ourselves to make some good architecture, because that was the reason that 𝐏𝐶𝐒, our CEO, he started a campaign that all the designs that we are making should have unique designs that matches the environment as well, because sometimes design has its own principles. When you make something new and it doesn't match your environment, it looks alien into that space, because you have to go through the rhythm, you have to see the environment. It's not only in the design, it's also in the materials, because if you know how to use proper materials, then that material will look good and that material will not do harm to the environment. Because being an architect, we should be environmentally responsive, we should respect the environment, because all the concrete jungles, all the concrete structures that we are building, they are making our environment very warmer. Maybe you know about global warming effect. So that is what we are doing. All these buildings, we are making an urban heat island. Urban heat island is a kind of ball which we can say that Peshawar is turning into a fireball. So that is what they are doing. So we have to work for it. It is the main responsibility of an architect among other social people, because it is our profession, that we should work on it. Because if we are not doing it, nobody else will do it. And that is the thing, that we are designing buildings that are energy efficient, and we are making sure that those buildings have that materials that do not degrade the environment, they are not doing harm, and that is the main reason that we are doing. And other thing is, our designs are unique in its own sense, because what we are working on here, we have professional designers, we have professional architects who have a lot of experience working on different projects. They have a very good background, they have architecturally very responsive, and they know how to design good buildings. So that's why we have hired the good people. That is the first stage of running a successful business, to hire those people who know how to do their tasks in a very good, quiet manner. So 𝐏𝐶𝐒 has combined a group of people who have speciality in all other aspects. Each person has own speciality, and each person works on his special task. Like we are not giving people that one person is doing one project, and like we are not doing multitasking here. Everybody here has his own task. They are working on on her or his task, because we have females as well here, and all the people are working on. We have graphic designers who are only working on graphic design, which means that after we design a building, its marketing is very important, and for that marketing we should have a good graphic designer, because to design posters for them, to design a good strategies, and to design Instagram, LinkedIn, all those things we cannot put directly upload all these things. We have account on YouTube as well. So all those things, for example, designing thumbnails and editing videos, adding our logos and those kind of things. So that needed a graphic designer. So we have 2 female graphic designers among one lead graphic designer who are like supervising those 2 females. So like we have 3 graphic designers only working for that designing thing, only graphic design. And then we have marketing team as well. That marketing team is doing their best to grab new projects locally and internationally. That means we have a social media manager and we have a marketing strategist who are designing the strategies that how we can achieve and what are the ways through which we have to advertise our business. Because in our case, what we can do is we only advertise through Facebook and other social media means, because we are not allowed in our architecture community to advertise outdoor billboards, etc. Those things are not acceptable, and those are kind of very cheap thing, because architects are like very unique social people. That's why we do not advertise ourselves on billboards. So that's why the only thing that left to us was social media. So all the architects have to work in social media to achieve their clients, to grab those clients and to achieve to like send the message to the clients. Because if you are not doing this, whatever you do, whatever good design you're doing, it's useless. Because most people, and here are most architecture firms who have a lot of work, but they are not doing quite good. They are not spending that much money on marketing. They don't have even a graphic designer. They by themselves are doing just like they are multitasking. Because if you multitask, then you are not achieving that proper thing that you want to achieve. Yeah, because that person knows how to do the right thing. But if you're doing that thing, you are not the expert, but you are just like not achieving the same thing. So it's important, and that's why we are spending a lot of money in our online campaigns to achieve that goal. As you said, it's important. So we have our own marketing team, and it is regularly strategizing all the strategies that what should we do and how should we do, even in Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, YouTube. They are making short clips of office. They have short clips of our projects, our animation. Here, like being an architecture firm, there's a lot of stuff for us. That is a good thing that we can advertise. We can advertise our projects, and those things, your work brings more work. That is the main thing in architecture field, because if you are doing good work, you are making good client, and that client will bring more clients. And because our work is like physically present, when we make a building, everybody will ask that who is the architect of this building. Similarly, all those famous buildings that are built, we know who built Faisal Mosque, because everybody know it's with the Daloke, and he is famous, like he built so good design. Now everybody will go to him that design my home, design my building as well. Similarly, if a person design like a bad building, bad house, that is something which nobody will go to him, because nobody will ask them who designed. People will ask them who designed because they will like not go to that person. But that is not a good thing. That for architects to achieve good clients, we should design such buildings that even the building should speak for ourselves. Even we are not advertising, they should speak for ourselves as well. So that is the good thing of every firm. Every project should be unique, and that is why it's important. And so, do you have any question? And then we'll continue.
Okay. You said that work bring work. Okay,
Yes.
na? So my question is that what your firm look for in a building? Like what is your goal in a building?
Yes, basically, in architecture, the most important thing is the function of the building. That the user, that those who are experiencing, those who are using the building, they should know the function properly. They should know how to use the building, because if every building has its own use. Hospital is a hospital which is used for medical services. A school is a school which has its own use. A home is a home which has its own use. Every project has its own use, and if you design a building which is not good for that proper purpose, then you are not achieving the desired goal. That is the most important thing, that it should be functional building. All the spaces should be properly functionable. There are no negative spaces, and that shouldn't be like any building that you make a building and then like you have designed that building for an apartment building and then you're using it for a school. So that is something not a good architecture, not acceptable. So what here we do is we take proper consideration, proper requirements of a client. We do detailed discussions, detailed meetings at start. We take all the requirements. We go into their needs, and the psychology is more important of the client. Like what he is thinking. Even if it's a small family home, husband, wife, they come here. We discuss with them all the things that how they want, how they are experiencing, that how they have dreams. Basically, we are architects. We build dreams. We sell dreams. That's what we do in our real case. We sell dreams. We sell the visions of other people. Every person has his own mind that once in a lifetime they would be living in such a home. So we go into that thing and we grab those ideas from their minds and we transform those ideas into project. That is most I can say the most challenging task. And then if you achieve that task, then you are making the building more attractive, because the first thing is that thing, if you transform the ideas. And the second thing is energy efficiency. If the building is properly energy efficient, it means that the requirements, the energy is basically the electricity or gas or any kind of fuel. Less fuel is used in heating and cooling of the building, then it means that that home is much more attractive, because nowadays the electricity prices and all those things are running high and high. So if we use such techniques that minimizes the use of electricity, use of heating and cooling loads are minimized by natural means, by passive ventilation techniques, by having such homes which are naturally lighted. There are no need of daylights in artificial lighting in day, because we have good lighting, good windows, and we have good ventilation. That means that the building will be more attractive for those who are living inside. That is the main thing. And after that, aesthetic also comes into play, because aesthetics of a building increases the value of the project. Because if the project doesn't have a good aesthetics, then it's not that much attractive. Because there are two schools of thoughts and concepts in architecture. One is form follows function, and one is function follows form. Usually it's very difficult to achieve both things, but we try that to achieve both things. But in certain cases, one thing should be more than other. Either a person has to achieve the form and then function will come later. Most people here will do the same thing, that they go for a good design. They make a building more attractive from outside, but for that purposes they eliminate the need and the function. Because when you achieve certain design, you make a building like there will be extra elements in the facade which will be not usable, and you are increasing the price, etc. because of that. So if you don't need that much good design, because achieving good design means that extra cost will be applied on the surface, on the facade of a building for the elevation. So you're just like wasting money in certain cases. Maybe a design is not that good, but it's so expensive that by building it, you will not achieve a good value for the project. And maybe estimate maintenance cost is more, and all those things comes into play as well. So by having such moderate design that its function is good and its aesthetic is good, its material that are used are locally available. There's another term which is known as vernacular architecture. Vernacular architecture is architecture which is for the people of the same region, those who uses those materials which are locally available. Because if you use those materials, it means that you have low transportation cost. Those materials are low cost because they are available in abundant, and all those things because those are important. So an architect has to think about those things, that I should go for those things which are locally available. So those things make a building more attractive, and that's why when the project executed and completed, all the relatives, all the other people who visits the house or uses the house, they know that this is the good building, and that's why they come for us again. And as you can see here, it's written that fighting the ugliest. That's why we are fighting the ugliest architecture.
You said that people are creating concrete forests now. So my question is that, is your firm doing anything against global warming, like plantation or something?
Basically, we haven't done that kind of plantation drive for now. But what we are doing is that we are making our buildings energy efficient. That is what we can do. We propose those buildings materials for the clients that are energy efficient. Usually the clients, they don't know. They usually want full concrete pavements. We encourage clients to go for more green areas. We encourage clients to make green roofs over their roofs, make the roofs green. That's what we can do. We are proposing those designs. Have you ever know about green roofs?
Yeah.
It's a new technology, I would say, because it's difficult to achieve. It's costly, but a good design and a good like you know how to make good client. Is that's why if you have a good client, then you can impress him. You can describe the benefits of green roof to him. Then he will probably go for it. So that's why we are proposing green roofs. We are proposing other lawns, and so we are minimizing the footprint of a building. So if you minimize the footprint of a building, it means that you are giving more space to green spaces, open spaces. So that's why what we are doing. We are not doing any plantation drive, etc. But what we are doing is related to architecture only.
Okay. Do you have any other branches?
No, we don't have any other branch yet, but we are looking for branches in other cities, because our name is gradually coming into market and increasing. So we have to grab the projects from outside as well. We already have a lot of projects from outside the country, but for that we don't have any other branch. We are all controlling from here in this office.
Online.
Yes, we have a person who is a freelance manager who is looking into all those projects, and he's dealing the clients from here in this office. So there's no need for now to have another branch.
Okay, so the CEO has achieved a lot.
Yes.
Yeah. So any future plans?
Yes, we are thinking into going into another, like we have in mind real estate business as well, because what we are now doing is only related to architecture, and just we are providing the drawings and designs, etc. Now another stage of construction is the construction itself, the execution of the project. So we are also going into that thing. And then another, do you know about real estate business? It's a property business.
Yeah.
That's also what we are thinking into, and marketing business as well, because if we have a good marketing team, so we are thinking that why not use that for other companies. Like we will take the marketing. Do you know that when we design a building, mid-rise or high-rise building, usually the owners, they don't have all the cost to make the building. What they do is they start a building, or like in initial stage they design a building, and then they look for the investors to invest with them before a building is even like erected. So that requires a good marketing team, a good marketing strategies, that how would you sell those apartments even when the building is nowhere to see. So that's what we are thinking, that if we design a building, then we ourselves would go into that business, we will make good clients, and we will grab all those, and that's a good thing. Marketing is very important, especially for those buildings which we are designing ourselves.
Isn't it hard to do so many things at one time?
Yes, it is hard, but as I said, we have a team, we have a vast team, and everybody has doing his own task. So if you properly distribute a task, and you have a good team, if you have that team which is properly capable of doing, like this is something which you brought your relatives, you brought your friends into the business, who is not capable of doing good things. You are just giving good things to your relatives, or what, because this is something corruption, I would say.
Yeah.
You are doing corruption with yourself in that case, then your business will not succeed. Here we are not doing that thing. Our CEO has a team which is quite competent, and everybody knows how to do their tasks. So there's no such person that has working here who don't know anything, or who has come here on a reference or anything. It's a very strict policy of hiring, so we only hire those who have quite good experience, and we hire both male, female. We don't discriminate anyone by gender, by their disability, or any kind.
So what do you look in a project when you take it?
Usually we take projects when we know that we have something to do in that, because finding a client which usually listens to you is very difficult in architecture, because usually clients come, they have the things in their mind, they want to do his own things. He tell you, I need a room here, I need space here, I need to cover the whole building. They don't go for open spaces, they don't go for green spaces. So those kind of clients are usually the one who are not good for, because they are not letting us design for them. They are just usually doing himself, and he don't know that he is doing it wrong. We are doing good for them, and we just explain the things for him, and if he listens, it's okay. If he doesn't, then that's the client which is very difficult. And what we look in for in our project is that client which understands you, a client which know that yes, when I'm telling him that this thing is better for him, he should know that yes, it will benefit him in the later stage, because it's very less clients that know. And we also know that if I'm doing this for him, and if this project is built, it will benefit him and me as well, because this project will bring me more clients, and this is a project which I can advertise, and I can tell people that yes, this is my project and this is what I am doing.
Okay, and you said that it's you are strict in hiring. So what if the current crew members are not working up to the mark?
The current that we have already hired, for that we are having meetings every week. We have a proper managers who are looking into the task of every person. We are like not letting other people who are working here that this is your task, and I will look at the end of the day at what you will know. There is regular discussions after everybody, like 2, 3, 4 times discussion during the day while they are doing the task. So we are checking all those people. If those people who are not doing good, then we give them warnings that this is your work and you are not doing good this week. maybe it's because of their personal problems in home, for example, then we can understand, we can appreciate that thing. But in certain cases, if that's not the issue, then we try to negotiate with them. We try to come to a conclusion that what is the problem, and we identify those problems. And but for now, we don't have any kind of issue like this, that our members are not working, that all those people who are working, they are working quite efficiently and quite good.
So, do you have any human resource manager?
Yes, we have our HR manager, and he's also doing our accounts as well. He has done CA, so we have HR manager. His name is Yawar Habib.
Okay, so I would need some information about the members, like the CEO name, his age, and maybe a picture of him, and the members like MD and CEO and HR manager, like their information, so that we could tell in a poster telling.
Okay, so we will provide you the names of with their designations, their designations, and I'll ask if they allow the pictures.
Okay.
But I'll give you the names and designations.
Okay.